Hey everybody, this is Matthew Kemshaw at the Belmont Secondary Garden. Just wanting to give a quick update and virtual tour for April 16th, 2020. That's the day today. I'm just here at the garden, and the mason bees over here have been flying a lot this morning. There's one now. I don't know if you saw that, but they are coming and going and making little nests in these little holes right now, so it's great to see them flying around today. I moved a bit of soil over into the native pollinator, or the native plant garden here, and I'm continuing to expand that. Some of the flowers that we've moved are flowering and have now started to set seed. You can see them here starting to produce seeds. I still don't know the name of this plant. It's one of the native plants in our garden that I'm not familiar with. I keep meaning to look it up, and then when I get home with my books I forget, so maybe next week I'll be able to tell you what kind of plant this is. The salmon berries here are looking really good, and just this week they've started to flower. I don't know if you can see, there it is, this little pink flower on them, so that's kind of neat to see. In our native plant garden, I moved a couple of thimbleberries from over by the gate there here into the native plant garden. They're looking a little bit shocked, but hopefully they're going to perk up. I was able to get a bit of water out of the canoe. We still haven't got any water turned on in the garden, and it's starting to become a bit of a concern. It's been sunny and hot here, and the plants are growing fast, but the soil is starting to get pretty dry. So little baby plants like this, these mustard greens, are going to need water pretty soon. Hopefully the water will get turned on in the not too distant future, or hopefully they're growing long deep roots to try to reach down to the water that's still deeper down in the soil. I've been doing a bit of digging around and seeing that there is still water down there. These peas are continuing to grow up. They're looking pretty good. Lots of peas along the back edge of this bed. That rhubarb plant there has just come out of nowhere and is growing huge. It's a massive rhubarb. It's pretty neat to see that. Over here, this bed also has lots of little mustard greens and peas that are growing up. This bed over here has more peas and some little lettuce seedlings that are starting to come up. You can see they're still pretty small, but starting to grow their first two true leaves, so that's a good sign that they're going to start really starting to jump out of the ground. Now, I'm not going to do anything with these. I'd like to thin them in the future, but I was thinking I'd try to kind of move some into the bare areas of the garden further along. But without water, I don't want to do that, because it'll probably just kill the plants if I can't water them as soon as I move them in this heat. Over in this bed, we've got a bunch of radishes here, which I thinned last week, so they have a bit more space to grow. You can see they're starting to grow bigger leaves on them. Looking pretty good here. Garlic is looking really great in this bed. Some of our bigger plants are really starting to grow. I planted potatoes this morning in this bed, and I trenched the potatoes. I made a video yesterday at Edward Milne Community School about how to plant potatoes and why you put them in this trench. If anybody's interested, you can also find lots of videos and information about how to plant potatoes. What else to show you? Not much, you know. Things are just starting to grow in the garden. Here's this bed here, and our kiwis that we planted along the back fence are starting to look green, and one of the grapes has just started to put on some leaves. It's still pretty pathetic looking down in its brown soil, but there you can see some of the first leaves on our grape. I'm trying to get it to focus for you. There you go. So I'm going to try to build some structure. I think what I'll do for the rest of the morning is digging some holes and getting ready to build a structure for these grapes. And I'm also going to measure the garden and try to figure out a plan for putting in an irrigation system. So that's what's happening here at the garden. Hope everybody's doing well and that you're all keeping well. Hopefully I get to see you soon. Take care.